On the news tonight, state government urges residents living in flood-prone areas to relocate as water rising level threatens coastal communities. Brest Commission prefers solution to food security at stakeholders meeting. Nigeria Service to implement e-border security and migration management. Abroad, Israel Prime Minister escapes drone attack from Lebanon. Good evening and welcome to the Delta Television News at 8. I am Ogaga Ekama. The state government has said it would not abandon flood victims across the state as rising water level threatens those living in coastal communities. The chief press secretary to the governor, Sir Festus Ahon, gave the assurance during a television program monitored in Asaba. According to him, Governor Sheriff Oborevwori remains committed to ensuring that all residents of the state were protected and catered for in line with the administration's more agenda. He, however, called on those living in flood-prone areas to relocate to higher grounds as the government was making adequate arrangements to accommodate them at the internally displaced IDP camps nearest to them. Sir Ahon also disclosed that arrangements had been made for children to be for school children to be taught in the camps. As part of the activities marking World Food Day 2024, the Director General of the Brest Commission, Ambassador Joe Keshi, alongside the Commissioners of Agriculture, Permanent Secretaries of Agriculture, agricultural stakeholders from Bayelsa, Rivers, Delta, Akwa Ibom, Cross River, and Edo states have converged in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, to brainstorm on boosting food security in the South region. BREST is the acronym for Bayelsa, Rivers, Akwa Ibom, Cross River, Edo, and Delta states. In his opening remarks at a brainstorming meeting held at the Presidential Hotel, Port Harcourt, Rivers State, Ambassador Keshi expressed gratitude to Governor Siminalayi Fubara for hosting the Commission's program, highlighting the collaborative spirit of the attendees. The BREST Director General said the primary aim of the session was to brainstorm on creating actionable strategies to enhance the agricultural sector within the BREST states in order to maximize the region's agricultural potential. Ambassador Keshi emphasized that the South-South region possesses significant advantages in both aquatic and crop farming, positioning it as a vital contributor to food security and economic growth in the country. He noted that the potential for agricultural investments to create job opportunities, particularly for the currently unemployed graduates in the region. The DG urged commissioners to deliberate on it, with the power generation falling to zero, triggering nationwide blackout as distribution companies declared lack of supply to their customers. TCN also confirmed the developments, noting that National Grid experienced a partial disturbance on Monday. The Inspector General of Police IG formations at the IGP's conference with senior police officers held in officers at their various levels across the nation. He urged them to ensure that other disciplinary units to carry out routine checks on the activities of officers. The Controller General Nigeria Immigration Service, Mrs. Kemi Nadab, has expressed commitment to e-border security and migration management across the country. In a statement by the Service Public Relations Officer, Mr. Kenneth Udo and Mrs. Nadab, who took the border assessment tour to Lagos and Ogun states in the southwest, noted that the move was aimed to reinforce collective responsibility in securing the country's vast borders and streamline migration management. Mrs. Nadab also updated officers on new initiatives as Seme Border, Idiroko, Lagos, and Ogun State commands and stressed border communities' vital role in supporting border security efforts, adding that the service was committed to implementing digital strategies for enhanced border governance and national security. She emphasized the importance of synergy among stakeholders in combating trans-border crimes. The NIS boss reiterated a commitment to the welfare of officers and capacity building, urging them to maintain high level of professionalism in the discharge of their duties. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Immigration Service (NIS) has addressed concerns surrounding visa on arrival (VOA) applications prompted by recent payments platform upgrades by Nigerian financial institutions. The NIS Comptroller General, Mrs. Kemi Nadab, said this in a statement signed by the Service Public Relations Officer, Mr. Kenneth Udo, in Abuja. The statement assured the public that all NIS platforms were functional, advising applicants to utilize online applications from home and make payments using bank cards for seamless transactions. It also assured the public of its firm commitment to continuously ease the process of acquiring visa on arrival. Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative (PCNGI) has assured Nigerians of safety CNG-powered vehicles following a recent explosion of a CNG-powered vehicle in Benin City, which left 3 injured. The incident was attributed to an unimproved modified CNG cylinder, underscoring the dangers of using unauthorized conversion services. PCNGI Program Director and Chief Executive Mr. Michael Oluwagbemi, in a statement, noted that only accredited centers should be utilized for conversions and that proper handling of CNG is crucial for safety. He said the agency with partner organizations would soon deploy the Nigerian Gas Vehicle Monitoring System to enhance safety in the compressed natural gas CNG ecosystem. Mr. Oluwagbemi stressed the importance of using accredited conversion centers across the country, adding that the unfortunate incident that involved an illegally modified vehicle at a NIPCO CNG station at Ikuba Hill in Benin City on Wednesday. The PCNGI director called on all stakeholders to cooperate with the new system of regulation and ensure full compliance, adding that only accredited conversion centers must be patronized. He said the PCNGI is partnering with the Standard Organization of Nigeria (SON), Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority (NMDPRA), National Automotive Design and Development Council (NADS), and the Federal Road Safety Corps (FRSC) to regulate the CNG ecosystem. Mr. Oluwagbemi commiserated with those injured in this avoidable incident and expressed gratitude that no lives were lost. The federal government has said the National Vehicle Registry (VREG) policy will block revenue leakages associated with vehicle importation and improve operational efficiency in motor vehicle administration across the country. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wole Edun, said this during a keynote address at a sensitization seminar. Mr. Edun explained that the policy would also offer stakeholders benefits such as improved access to credit, easier vehicle trade, better vehicle life cycle management, and enhanced assurance coverage. The Federal Ministry of Finance launched the VREG policy in 2021 to enhance revenue generation within the motor vehicle administration ecosystem. The National Vehicle Registry (VREG) is a centralized database of all vehicles in the country using the unique vehicle identification numbers (VIN) to store detailed information on the vehicles. The Edo State Joint Transition Committee, made up of the government team and the governor-elect Senator Monday Okpebholo, has pledged to work in harmony to enhance a seamless transition. Speaking at the inaugural meeting at the John Odige Onyegu Public Service Academy in Benin, the State Commissioner for Communication and Orientation, Mr. Chris Nehikare, said the primary objective of the meeting was to facilitate a smooth handover of government. Chairman of the Joint Transition Committee and Secretary to the Edo State Government, Mr. Joseph Ebiogbe, who briefed the committee on the state program, stated the government's readiness to ensure a flawless transition with the incoming administration. The chairman of the governor-elect team, a former deputy governor of the state, Mr. Pius Odubu, expressed delight that the state government had begun the exercise towards a seamless transition. Mr. Odubu urged the state government to work assiduously to ensure that documents, both hard copy and soft copies, were provided to give details for the incoming administration to take off. He cautioned against any attempt to hide data and available information so that the incoming government would be well briefed, the ceremony, the handover ceremony would come up on November 12th in December. The National Executive Council of the Medical and Dental Consultants Association of Nigeria, MDCAN, has issued a 21-day notice of strike to relevant stakeholders to address their beleaguering demands. MDCAN also stated that failure to fulfill its demands would mean it cannot continue the continuation of services rendered by its members who are holders of medical and dental fellowships nationwide. In a statement by its president, Professor Aminu Mohammed, and secretary, Professor Dayabu Ibrahim, in Jos, Plateau State directed its members to take lawful laws not result was unacceptable for any university in Nigeria to benchmark the requirements for the office of Vice Chancellor to the attainment of a PhD without recognizing the medical and dental fellowships peculiar to the medical profession as an academic and professional qualification that more than suffices wherever a PhD is required. It further decried the failure of the government to harmonize the retirement age of medical consultants to 70 years, especially in the face of increasing needs for both academic and professional duties of these medical and dental specialists. According to them, the individuals were the undergraduate and postgraduate medical and dental trainers and providers of specialist medical services in tertiary health institutions, teaching hospitals, federal medical centers, and specialty hospitals at the state and federal levels. MDCAN also urged the federal government to, as a matter of urgency, complete the process of harmonizing the payment of the emoluments of clinical medical lectures with the Consolidated Medical Salary Structure (CONMES) in order to correct the significant shortfalls in their emoluments, entry level, and pension. Meanwhile, the Minister of State for Labor and Employment, Honorable Nkiruka Oyedeocha, has said that the federal government is working hard to avert another strike by the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU. This is as she said that the various reforms and policies of President Bola Tinubu are meant to holistically tackle Nigeria's many economic challenges from the root and provide a lasting solution. According to her, Nigerians will still enjoy the lasting gains of the reforms, although the initial effects might be painful. The minister, who spoke while fielding questions from newsmen during her 17th annual free medical outreach at Isuochi, Abia State, expressed optimism that the issues being raised by ASU would soon be resolved. Recall that ASU had last week given government 14-day ultimatum to clear the remaining 4 months' salary arrears owed their members during the 2020 nationwide strike. The union also wants the government to remove its members from the Integrated Personnel and Payroll System (IPPIS) and migrate them to the University Transparency and Accountability System (USTAS), the freer of balance of end allowance, among other demands. The minister also assured that the government was in touch with the organized labor to avert a looming nationwide strike. Still to come on the news, Israeli Prime Minister escapes drone attack from Lebanon. Details of this and more coming up shortly.
Your flight will be ready shortly, ma'am.
Thank you. Breakfast in Paris. Lunch in London. This could be you. And there's more. Hey, Mai, tell them more.
Of course. Now this is what I call a win. And this could be you too in the Globe Festival of Joy promo.
By recharging 50,000 naira or more within a month, You could be among our 100 winners who will win business class tickets from Lagos to Paris to London. If you recharge 100,000 naira or more in a month, you could be one of the many winners of a premium bungalow in Nigeria. The more you recharge, the more your chances to win.
How was your flight?
Delicious.
Glow Unlimited. What happens when greed meets desperation?
Yeah.
How far would you go to get what you want?
Even my life is even on the line. So please, help me so that we can get out of this.
How could you do this to me?
A gripping movie inspired by a true life story.
Maybe you could consider other options.
You think I've not done that?
Experience the twist, the betrayal, and the thrill that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Get ready for the movie. The Inside Enemy. The Inside Enemy dropping on Delta TV YouTube channel on November 1 at 9 p.m. prompt. Don't miss it.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us on the news. A drone has been launched towards the private residence of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in the coastal town of Caesarea, his office has said. The statement said the Prime Minister and his wife were not at the location and there were no injuries in the incident. It comes after the Israeli military said 3 drones were launched from Lebanon into Israel early today, with one hitting a building in Caesarea. The Israeli government has not said whether the building was part of the Prime Minister's residence, nor the extent of any damage. Netanyahu makes use of 2 private homes in Caesarea and Jerusalem, and has also spent time at Beit Agion, the Prime Minister's official residence in Jerusalem, which is currently being renovated. The IDP said some 55 rockets had been launched into Israel from Lebanon so far. Israel is continuing to attack targets in Lebanon, which it said are linked to the Iran-backed Hezbollah group. Lebanon's health ministry said the 2 people were killed in an Israeli strike in Ijomin, a Christian majority town to the north of Beirut. According to reports, the strike hit a moving car that was traveling along the highway. The attack was unusual, as most Israeli operations to date have focused on Shia Muslim majority areas where Hezbollah has a presence. Cuba is experiencing a nationwide blackout after its main energy plant failed, knocking out power to its 10 million people. The energy ministry said its power grid collapsed yesterday. The grid officials said they did not know how long it would take to restore power. The island has suffered months of lengthy blackouts, prompting the Prime Minister to declare an energy emergency on Thursday. Yesterday's total blackout came after the Antonio Guterres power plant in Matanzas, the largest in the island, went off. President Miguel Diaz-Canel Bermudez said the situation was his absolute priority. The energy of electricity supply at Energy Ministry, Mr. Lazara Guerra, said the process of restoring power was in its early stages, adding that some level of electricity generation that would be used to start up power plants in several regions of the country. Officials announced that all schools and non-essential activities, including nightclubs, were to close until Monday. The non-essential workers were urged to stay home to safeguard the electricity supply, and non-vital government policies where suspected Cubans had also been urged to switch off high. And in sports, France Football, the organizers of the Ballon d'Or, have listed the criteria they use in deciding the winners of the award. This was posted on their official X handle. The first criteria is individual performances, decisive and impressive character. Secondly, they will consider team performances and achievements. The last criteria is class and fair play. A shortlist of 30 nominees was released in September. It includes Vinicius Jr., who is regarded as favorites to win the prize this year, Rodri, Jude Bellingham, Kylian Mbappe, and Bukayo Saka. The winner will be unveiled at a ceremony on October 28. Next is the thought for the day. If you have a dream, never let go of it. Chase it till the end. The state government has said it would not abandon flood victims across the state as rising water level threatens those living in coastal communities. The chief press secretary to the governor, Sir Festus Ahon, gave the assurance during a television program monitored in Asaba. As part of the activities marking World Food Day 2024, the Director General of Waste Commission, Ambassador Joe Keshi, alongside the Commissioners of Agriculture, Permanent Secretaries of Agriculture, agricultural stakeholders from Bayelsa, Rivers, Delta, Akwa Ibom, Cross River, and Edo states have converged in Port Harcourt, Rivers State to brainstorm on boosting food security in the South-South region. BRACE is the acronym for Bayelsa, Rivers, Akwa Ibom, Cross River, Edo, and Delta states. The Comptroller General, Nigeria Immigration Service, Mrs. Kemi Nada, has expressed commitment to e-border security and migration management across the country. In a statement by the Service Public Relations Officer, Mr. Kenneth Udo said Mrs. Nada, who took the border assessment tour to Lagos and Ogun states in Southwest, noted that the move was aimed to reinforce collective responsibility in securing the country's vast borders and streamline migration management. On abroad, a drone has been launched towards the private residence of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in the coastal town of Caesarea, his office has said. The statement said the Prime Minister and his wife were not at the location and there were no injuries in the incident. That's the news. Thank you so much for watching. I am Ogaga Ikama. Good evening.
Efe, you see, maintaining peace and security in Delta State remains a priority for the Governor Sheriff Oberewori-led administration.
It's clear for everyone to see that the Governor Sheriff-led administration
is focused on promoting the well-being of all Deltans. Did you know that the Delta State Contributory Health Insurance Scheme currently caters to over 1,995,816 enrollees? My God, no wonder Dr. Ifeanyi Oswaza is said that Governor Sheriff is staying committed to delivering the more agenda to Deltans. Yes, you can say that again. Are you aware that Governor Sheriff Oborewori's administration has also taken significant steps to ease land acquisition as a strategy to mitigate Nigerians' housing deficits? Governor Sheriff, very impressive. He's not just focusing on one area, maybe just health or peace and security. Is making sure that all areas experience the more agenda. Even when the Osun State Governor, Senator Ademola Adeleke, inaugurated the completed Okpanami-Busa bypass, he said he was particularly impressed with the performances of Governor Oborewori in 1 year of his administration.
Of course, it is clear now that the Governor Sheriff Infrastructural Development is creating an enabling environment for businesses to thrive. Ahead of a lady by the name Doris Uzo, who relocated her business to the bypass area, and she's doing very well.
Talking about the bypass, Governor Sheriff did a very good one there. The 5.3 kilometer road
and 10.6 kilometer length of drain.
Yes. Coming from Warri now, I didn't need to drive through those distance Coca area. I just took this shortcut, you know.